So when people say that fiber is beneficial, what they're essentially saying is that if you have a poor diet, if you have a diet that's rich in ultra-processed foods and garbage, fiber would be beneficial to you because it would help. What does it do? It helps
Well,
I think
it's displacing the garbage off the plate, right? So if you load your plate up with fruits and vegetables, which I think generally, I'm not a guy that says vegetables are trying to kill you and nobody should. Right now, it's kind of interesting. Like compared to like the early 1800s, the average kid by the age of something like 8 has eaten more sugar than they would have in a lifetime back, 150 years ago. So it's kind of crazy. But
by the time they're 8?
By the time they're 8 years old, the average 8-year-old has eaten more sugar than somebody would have eaten in their entire life. And that's just the normal kids. You see some of these kids are just like, Jamie, I got a picture I got to show you. This is so incredible. Jamie, there's a gal before and after picture. We got this food addiction stuff. So I interviewed a gal. She was 800 pounds, right? It's like, how do you get to 800 pounds? It's like impossible. Like I don't think I could do it if I tried, right? I mean, food addict, couldn't stop eating chocolate and ice cream and all that stuff. And this is her.
Whoa.
She's almost 800 pounds, 350 kilos, which is the most I've ever deadlifted. So that's kind of an interesting weight. But 22 months she goes on Carnivore, right? I interviewed her a while back, and she's now lost almost 500 pounds on Carnivore when nothing else would work for her. I mean, she told me it was like, I finally found the off switch. She tried Weight Watchers. She tried like gastric band surgery. She tried vegan diet. She tried juicing. She tried Weight Watch. She tried every single thing you could think of, but could never stop. And finally, for the first time in her life, she's like, I finally found freedom from this food addiction. And, recent studies show that that other guy in the hat, this is a funny guy. This guy in the hat right there, his name is, what's his name? I'm blanking on it. Todd. He's a dude out in Montana, right? He was 770 pounds, right? Same sort of situation. Started drinking Cokes when he was 14 years old. I'm doing an interview and he goes, yeah, I didn't know who he was. And he starts telling me, he goes, yeah, when I was 14, I was 600 pounds. I'm like, what? 600 pounds at 14? It's like, how the hell can you get to 400 pounds? They're poor family, and his mom and sister and everybody in the family was, very obese, and they had tried gastric bypass and it didn't work for them. But same thing with this kid. I mean, he's just like, I call him a kid, he's 40. He went carnivore, and for the first time in his life, he's like, I don't need the sugar and I don't need the Coke. He was drinking like 20 Cokes a day or some ridiculous stuff. And he just blew up, and he could not stop and this is why, one of the reasons I think they know this. I mean, the food industry knows they're making addictive food. They clearly know that. In fact, I had a gal who worked for one of the major food manufacturing companies, and her job, she was a chemist, and her job was to design food to be as addictive as possible.